Everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the week of September 19th to the 26th. And Libra, you can always check out your Moon and Rising sign readings in addition to your Sun sign reading if you'd like further clarity for the week, or in case your Sun sign reading isn't resonating with you for any reason. I'll be using the medicine cards for your main spread today, and then as always drawing additional message cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle and the Healing with the Angels Oracle. This is a general reading, so whatever is most prominent in your life this week, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them to, and hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So what does Libra need to know? Wonderful. Okay, Libra, so we have your cards out. Let's just get a little overview of what's going on with all four cards together, and then we'll look at those individually. So one of the first things that I noticed, and hopefully you can see these images a little bit, was that the first two animals that jumped out are pack animals. We have both a wolf and a dog. The wolf is speaking to teacher, the dog is speaking to loyalty, so very possibly here a pack mentality or a group project endeavor or formation here. This could be volunteer, it could be a work project, and it could be a creative project. Whatever environment that you're working in a group, here there is a great deal of loyalty. You're feeling that and you're expressing that. It's quite beautiful here for you this week, especially if you have felt at all, Libra, recently that you've been set apart or left behind in any way. Possibly you've reached out and it's been met very positively, or someone's reached out to you and it's sort of lightened that load for you or lightened that concern for you. There is an enormous amount of power here. There's a lot of magic energy here. Just be aware that you're not deceptive with others and you're not allowing others to be deceptive with you, particularly in this group theme where there is a great deal of loyalty. You don't want to create division here, and you don't want to allow for division here. Someone or a group of individuals are definitely behind you, and it's mutual. And overarchingly regarding the whole week, for example, there is an element of boundaries here. Boundaries are either being reimposed, reinstated, developed from the start. But ultimately, I do think that you could need to protect yourself from someone who doesn't have your best interests at heart. I do think that there is a great deal of connection here, but there's at least one entity here who could be trying to get under the radar or tell you that they are someone that they are not. So just be aware about personality conflicts this week, or any issues regarding what you're being told by someone as opposed to what you are seeing. I would always trust your eyes, Libra, and always trust your intuition this week. Certainly if this is you projecting this, you want to create healthy boundaries and allow for other people to create healthy boundaries. Okay, if someone feels imposed on by you for whatever reason, remember that their own reason is valid. You don't need to explain that away, but you also don't need to fix it. You can stay in your own lane, and they'll discover on their own who you really are, and then there'll be like minds meeting or parting at that point. So that's a general idea of what's going on here. Let's look at these one by one. Representing you this week is the dog. Here's where I'm reading loyalty. Its keyword is actually loyalty. And again, first of the second pack animals here. If you know a dog in your life, you might even have one in your home now or have grown up with one. They will come back even after people are terrible to them. This is why I'm reading about maybe defenses or boundaries here, especially with armadillo, meaning boundaries as the general energy for the entire week. So it touches on all of these themes. So boundaries around loyalty here. I would just be aware of who you're loyal to and why, and who you're letting into your circle of loyalty. Really trust your intuition right now. The only reason that I'm saying that someone could be deceptive or trying to create a type of deception is because of a probable outcome here. So yes, it's lovely to trust everyone, and even, but don't be naive about it. And certainly you want to take a leadership role here as well, especially as a pack animal. Or a pack mentality this week. You want to remain that leader, if not for the entire group, for yourself, okay? Put yourself first. You don't have to be selfish about this. And even if selfish was a bad thing in terms of taking care of yourself, and it's not, you're going to want to make sure that you are well taken care of. You need to put your own best interests first here, especially if you're dealing with a group or a pack this week. You don't want anyone to run roughshod over you. You don't necessarily want to put all of the walls down if someone has hurt you and they're coming back into your life. Stay protected, but friendly, right? Create those healthy boundaries, but still keep an open heart and an interest in meeting other like-minded individuals who are loyal to not only you, but to causes that you're loyal to themes or life experiences that you've had as well. So it could even be a week, Libra, where you're finding your pack, or where you finally feel as though, you've met your tribe, so to speak, or at least a member. In the influence to the current position, of course, we have Wolf here, and this is where we're speaking about teacher. This is where I feel like a lesson has been learned or will be learned this week, and this is what's going to prompt an essence of boundaries here. This is you teaching yourself or having been taught, or teaching one another, which is very likely. Anytime there is a teacher, there is a student. And it goes the other way. Anytime there is a student, there's a teacher. And you can be the same person in the same you can be both teacher and student in the same interaction, okay? So this is important as well. Although this is teacher, it's also learning. You're also accumulating information and experiences here. And it could be what's teaching you about loyalty in general. Perhaps you've been loyal to, say, the quote-unquote wrong person, and they've proven now over and over, or one too many times, that they're not trustworthy, or they're not as loyal as you need them to be. Okay, I'm not talking about perfection here, just about your needs and are they being met here. So yeah, you could be teaching someone else what it takes to create loyalty in your life, or as I mentioned at the beginning, this could be reinstated this week. It could be that question of loyalty had been lingering, and that's been sort of settled for you. You really feel that, yes, this person whom you've considered both a student and a teacher in your life is loyal to you, despite any upsets, despite any even distance here, or misunderstandings or harm. Okay, and this is where I'm going to look at this. We're looking at owl being deception and the probable outcome. I just really want to drive home the point of not letting someone back in necessarily without vetting them, okay, or without vetting slowly, or letting them know under no uncertain terms that this is the way things are now, or what loyalty means to you, and really spell that out to them. Just because, like I mentioned, we have boundaries here touching all cards. So this being deception, this being boundaries, you really want to create a safe, even psychic space for yourself this week. And as I mentioned when we first read it as well, if this is you, you want to be aware that you are projecting loyalty and forgiveness, okay? You don't want any bad blood or any negativity lingering over a relationship, whether new or old, especially if you've given up the ghost, especially if there has been forgiveness or a reconciliation here. You need to let what you say you've let go of, you need to do that, okay? If that's lingering, it's going to touch on the relationship and it'll turn into needling and pettiness. And as always, if this is being introduced into your life, Libra, you're going to want to really put your foot down. You know, you don't have to do this in a crude way, but you can put your foot down or create those healthy boundaries and just say, you know what, we discussed this and I'm not interested in listening to this. When you're ready to talk to me the way that I've expressed that I am willing to talk or engage in an activity here, then they're welcome. But yeah, don't let anyone run over you here, and you certainly don't want to try to get back at anybody or anything like that. It's time to let things go. If there is any lingering pain here, the answer to letting this go, I do believe, is healthy boundaries. This is also a really high sacred energy. I would consider this a major arcana card, just because it is a very high magic card, and it also can tap into things like intimidation, either again that you're projecting or it's being projected onto you. But again, anything having to do with low vibrations such as intimidation is always a sense of protection from fear. So you want to try to let something go with love here, Libra, because fear is not your best friend. If you do things through love, including healthy boundaries, can be built and maintained through love. Now, love for whom? You. That's the point here this week. You've been taught something possibly the hard way here. Your loyalty probably has to do 100% with you this week. Will it impact other people? Could there be a group dynamic here? Absolutely. But you being in that group dynamic means that you're in a position to teach not only about this experience and how to deal with it lovingly and positively, but that people know they can trust you and rely on you. Okay, that you have a lived experience, you know what you're talking about. Healthy boundaries for you as opposed to intimidation here. And again, if this isn't you projecting this and this is being projected onto you, you really want to make a distinction this week, Libra, between someone being intimidating, which is essentially low vibration energy. It's accomplished through fear, and the difference between intimidation and boundaries, healthy boundaries, okay? They needn't be the same thing. They needn't meet. These are two different vibrations. Fork in the road is one of your follow-up cards. This is where a decision needs to be made. It's also where the second owl appears. I'm going to suggest that there is a level of wisdom, learned or Gnostic or experiential wisdom. I feel like you've learned a tough lesson here with regard to this person or group. And it's essential that you create healthy boundaries here. You just need to make a move. You need to make a decision here. Don't get distracted by someone's silliness around it or impossibly ridiculous explanation for their behavior. Anytime you intuit that someone is being ridiculous or trying to push your fears or experience or concerns away in order for them to get their own way, that's always a red flag, okay? And Libra, if this is you doing this, for whatever reason that you would be doing this, you're being asked this week to really take the high road. You don't want to work in fear, okay? And your two follow-up cards here are playfulness and divine guidance. I'm so happy to see this for you here because we really needed something a little bit lighter for you. You can achieve love, you can achieve healthy boundaries, and certainly one of the highest senses of loving vibration is not only laughter but playfulness. You need to remember this. Get back in touch with your childlike nature here, Libra. It will behoove you. It's just 100% healing. I'm trying to say it's like a shot of adrenaline or something. That's how fast and immediate it works. Playfulness this week. Really inject this into your week, especially if you're feeling anything heavy here, or if you're dealing with psychological or emotional work here, or if you're having to undergo decision making that could be uncomfortable, especially after putting up some boundaries. This is emotional work, right? So you want to remember to be light when you can, reintegrate, reinvigorate the week and the emotional work here with playfulness. You want to inject a lot of laughter into your week and, of course, divine guidance. You're being guided in the most beautiful way here. This lesson is very positive for you because it lets you leave something for good, okay? Your only role this week is to pay attention to this, to get away from it permanently, create those long-term boundaries by loving the self, release the negativity or intimidation with love. That decision, you're going to need to put your foot down this week in order to make it plain and obvious to everyone. And of course, keep that laughter, keep that childlike outlook. You don't need to be naive, Libra, but you do need to remain childlike. And another term for that, of course, is wonder. You know, really keep seeking wonder and love and beauty in the world. Don't let anyone bring you down here. And of course, just to finish with divine guidance, if you feel a higher calling, if you feel like you're better than this, you deserve more than this, that you can do it this week, it's because you're being guided to go that way. So please listen to your highest voice this week and feel the love. Love yourself, put yourself first. And I do think that everything else will become more natural this week in terms of putting your foot down and making a distinct decision here to be loyal to yourself and to others who have proven their loyalty. So if you have a second, please let me know how this works out for you. I'm genuinely curious. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel because I upload videos for your sign every single week. So until we meet next time, Libra, take good care. Bye for now.